How do you decide which thrift stores are worth a visit? There are a lot of different factors that play into it, and not all of them make a whole lot of sense when you try to explain them. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and I have been thrifting since I was little. Some of my earliest memories are thrifting with my mom and my grandma. And so, one of the biggest reasons that we pick certain thrift stores to go to is tradition. The prices can be sky high. I might not have found anything in that particular shop for years, but I will keep going out of habit and because that's where we went with grandma, and that's where my happy memories are. And that's where my kids' happy memories are. One of the boys asked me recently why we didn't go to Value Village anymore, and we went to it until the day, I think about 5 or 6 years ago, that it shut down, and that is the only reason we stopped going there. Another thing that plays into it is what I am looking for on any given day. If I am looking for clothes, I'm going to the Goodwill bins. If I am looking for craft supplies, there are a couple of other stores that I know are more likely to have something. Once in a blue moon, I will be looking for something oddly specific, like a set of new fireplace pokers, and I will go to the store where I think I might have seen those before, or where I know that they would be in this corner if they had them. I'm also really bad about going to stores over and over because I found something great there that one time. There is a store where I found a huge stash of cross stitch kits and then a huge stash of vintage needlepoint kits. That was years ago. But I keep going back to that store because I keep hoping lightning will strike twice. Yes, occasionally I do find something good in that store, but the odds that I will find that sort of thing again are probably fairly slim. This is different from stores where you know that people tend to donate vintage or where they tend to donate craft supplies. Because I think there are certain stores, especially when they're associated with different worthy causes, where people do tend to donate the good stuff. I'm talking about the random Goodwill that had a lot of great needlework supplies that one day in June in 2008, which makes less sense. There's a particular store up in Portland that, for whatever reasons, tends to have cheap antiques. If we are in that area, we will stop by to see the cheap antiques because, of course, we do, even though we're not actually going to buy any. And that brings us to my next reason for picking certain thrift shops. I'm in the area, or I'm going to be close enough to the area that it makes sense to make a detour. There's time in the schedule and it works out on that particular day. A block down the road from the feed store where we buy our chicken feed is a thrift store. I would never make a special trip to go to that one, or I would very rarely make a special trip to go to that one. But it is so easy to just add an extra 5 minutes to my day and stop to see, just in case they have anything interesting. There are a couple of other stores, though, that I drive by every single time I go into town and never feel the urge to stop there. So, for every reason that I have for detouring and making sure I visit certain thrift stores, there are a few I just never get to. 4 or 5 years ago, I made a video about the thrift stores I avoid and why, and most of those thrift stores no longer exist. There are two of them left. I might have the nerve to visit one if I take the boys with me. I might not be able to convince the boys to go to the other one because they really did not like it in there either. Thank you for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. I hope you enjoyed this new format I'm experimenting with. If something caught your eye, leave me a message in the comments because I'm always curious what other people notice that I don't. I'll be back with you with more videos soon.